Hi, Don Julin here, and today I would like to talk about the misunderstood and sometimes forgotten part about jazz mandolin playing, comping or supplying a rhythm. We're not really a trumpet, we're not a saxophone, we're not one of these instruments that only needs to play melody and then we don't have to play anything while other people in the band are soloing. So if we start with your basic string band jazz, the Django Reinhardt, Freddie Green style comping, the idea here, I'm just going to play a B-flat chord. The idea here, there's two basic things going on in that style. We'll just cover those really briefly, and then I want to get on to the more modern idea of comping. The old style one, you've got two things going on, two choices. You can play either straight quarter notes, and the way I do that is I play the chord and then release the chord with my left hand. So we're not getting this. We're getting this. Separation in between every note. The other possibility for this type of older two-beat style comping is to play long, short, long, short. So we let beat 1 ring into beat 2, then we let beat 3 ring into beat 4. Or the first one I demonstrated, which was... You hear those a lot in Django Reinhardt music. Where that works really well is when the bass player is playing 2 notes per measure. Doom, 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 ba-doom, doom, 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 doom. Where things really change is when we get into 4-beat playing, where the bass player starts walking a bass line. One idea for comping there is a variation on what's called a Charleston rhythm, where we play right on beat 1, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we play on 1, then we play on the and of 2. So you end up with 2, 3, 4. That combined with the walking bass line gives you a much more modern sounding comping. The and of 2 also is where the drummer is most likely going to put an accent on the and of 2 or the and of 4. So I'll demonstrate this in a minute with a 12-bar blues track that I have in Band in the Box. Some interesting things about the chords that I'll be playing. When I'm playing accompaniment on the mandolin, I very, very rarely play the E string. I think it's too high and too scratchy sounding to do good accompaniment. That's up in the range of the melody instruments anyway, so we want to stay fairly low. So I play the 3 low strings. I play almost exclusively 3-note chords that I learned from the Jethro Burns books, and then I've kind of embellished that a little on my own. So we're going to do a blues in the key of B flat, where we'll use the chords B flat 7, E flat 7, E diminished, back to B flat 7, and the turnaround uses the G7, C7, F7, and then back to B flat. In jazz language, this would be a 12-bar blues with a 1-6-2-5 turnaround. So let me play through this. The first chorus, listen to the bass too. The first chorus I will play just straight quarter notes. The second chorus I will do this more modern comping. The third chorus I will play the long, short kind of swing rhythm. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay, so could you hear the difference? When the bass is walking to doom, doom, ba-doom, boom, it really makes sense to go. So we're supplying the quarter when the bass is doing the half notes. When the bass switches to quarter notes, however, it would sound too heavy if we all played boom, 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 boom. It would take a lot, it would detract a lot from what the bass player is playing. So at that point we do the more modern, the Charleston style comping. So that's my take on simple rhythm playing when you're playing swing music. Oh, another thing I should mention, when you do the modern style comping, unlike the Django style, which you could have 2 or 3 guitars playing that rhythm and it works well, with the modern comping, you really have to be careful, and it really works well for one person to be the person comping like that behind the soloist. If you get too many people doing that, it gets really confusing. So that's a couple things to keep in mind. If you need chord charts for this, or anything like that, if you need to know these chord shapes, feel free to get a hold of me through the internet. There you have it. So I'll play a little more on the way out. Here we go. One, two, three, four.